The most unexpected thing happened right after New Year's. It was January 5th. A sprinkler riser burst in the residential part of the building above us, and it totally destroyed the restaurant. It was spewing 400 gallons of water a minute, and it went for as long as 2 hours. And at first we didn't quite grasp the extent of the damage, because it's just water everywhere. And then 24 hours later, you're seeing everything's beginning to warp. So we did water mitigation immediately, but that was not enough. We had to rip out all the wood in the restaurant, the ceiling, the floors, the panels, and do basically a complete rebuild. We were able to save the tiles and the bar tops, but everything that's wood had to go, had to be replaced. And the kitchen had some damage, but not as extensive as out here.
It was middle of lunch service on a cold Monday, and all of a sudden Johnny and I are at the bar just going over some stuff, and we hear some trickling on the roof, or on the ceiling rather, and we kind of looked at each other and just knew, like, oh boy, that sounds like water. And at that point I kind of ran just to see what's going on from the building, and at that point they had a watershed or a utility closet that had 4 feet of water in it already, that they weren't able to actually open the door. And then after I witnessed that, I came back down, and at that point there was just a full-on rushing water coming in from the ceiling down throughout the bar. And for a good hour there, we were trying to do everything we can in terms of sweeping water out and covering things up. But at some point we realized that this water was not turning off until they were able to figure out how to get down into the watershed and shut it down. The first few minutes, the first 20 minutes, we thought that we actually had an opportunity to save a lot of things. The first thing that we did, one of our most precious items in the restaurant, is our mural. So we got that covered right away with some service film, and got that covered off. We turned off all the power, tried to save the electricity. So that 20-30 minutes, we were just nonstop moving around, getting things covered, getting the carpets rolled up. And as the water just kept coming down, that's kind of when the morale was lost for a second there. But it was definitely an experience, and it kind of all hit us at one point. We just needed the answers, really, in terms of how this was going to get handled and how long we were going to be closed down for. So until we really got those questions answered, we were definitely down in the dumps for a second there.
We opened in 7 weeks, but we worked 7 days a week. They worked right through, and it was our original contractor. So because there was already an established relationship there, and they knew what to do, it's as if the first time was practice, and the second time they banged it out.
The staff was super supportive, super patient. Everybody reaching out and letting us know if there's anything they can do. They want to come in, they wanted to come tidy things up, reorganize. So for the staff, definitely really grateful for them and the support that they showed. A lot of people, we were able to kind of find some places or some part-time work at the other restaurants. So that all worked out well. And we did some staff events. We made the most of it. We visited a few breweries. We wanted to get a staff bowling game, things like that, just to kind of keep us together and not lose track and lose the momentum that we had going into 2018.
In any dark situation, you got to bring a little bit of humor, and this was definitely tough on us as owners because it was our baby and we watched it be destroyed after not even being open for a year, and going through it took a lot of strength. But the community also suffered. A lot of people here, this is their kitchen. They come here multiple times a week. So when we put posters up on the windows, one of them said, "Splish Splash, we just took a bath, we'll be closed," and gave a little bit of a description of what happened. But when we reopened, all the regulars came in. They were all talking about those posters and how they smiled every time they saw it, and they also felt bad inside, but they knew it would be up and running soon, and they were excited to see the progress that was underway. So we wanted to add a little bit of humor to reopen and make light of the situation we just experienced. So save water, drink wine. We're giving $1 per glass of wine sold to the Riverkeeper Foundation, which is a nonprofit based in New York City that works with protecting the Hudson River and also ensuring clean drinking water to the millions of residents in New York City. So it's been a nice way to just bring a light to the situation, allow people, our guests, to know what happened for those who didn't know why we were closed, and also give back to the community.
Make sure you have good insurance. Extremely important. So we have business interruption insurance, contents, and replacement. So we have $1 million business interruption insurance, $600,000 on contents, and $3.9 million on replacement of the interior. And it's a good company, it's Chubb, and they've been great so far. Very important. The other thing I learned is it's not, when you have something extensive like this, it's not something you could handle on your own. We did hire a public adjuster. And we found that we had to have someone advocate for us and help us through the process, because there's things you just don't know, because we've never been through this. And they have extensive and serious, extensive experience, and they're able to, they know how to go through the process and negotiate and deal with the insurance company also.
I think the energy here is really special. You walk in and you feel good. Like, there's a lot of warmth in this restaurant, and that part of that has to do with the decor, has to do with the music, but also has to do with the smiling faces of our employees. And then when people come in here, they feel good, they feel comfortable, they feel at ease. We're not like a crazy hustle bustle loud restaurant. We're a comfortable restaurant. So when people are here, they really feel comfortable, and that's definitely unique, I think, for Manhattan, where so many restaurants, you're full of people packed like sardines and you can't really relax. Where here you could spread out, you could kind of make a space for yourself and find something that you love here.
It looks better to us. We keep saying to us, wow, this looks better, this looks nicer.
Well, I mean, it's back to normal, you know. I love the comments of people saying, like, look, nothing changed. So that's been great. They were super fast, they're super effective, and you know, the floor is super shiny. The ceiling looks the same. That was the two things that got the most damage. But it's just good to have the restaurant back in normal and pick up where we left off and keep things going.